Anna's horse runs off and she finds herself stranded in the middle of the forest. Ah yes, now it makes sense why she didn't change into something more appropriate before leaving the castle. It's so she'd be forced into Plotline Station here and meet obvious love interest number 2. This is Kristoff, the Jacob of this love triangle, and yes, he is the little boy we met at the start of the film, all grown up. Anna enlists his help in climbing up the mountain and the two set off together.
Wait, you got engaged to someone you just met that day?
Okay, I'm aware this movie wants you to think it's fighting convention by having two leads who don't immediately fall in love, but this trope is actually as old as dirt.
Most comic heroes fall in love with people who are introduced after the story has begun, usually people who hate the hero initially.
Not only that, but how many Disney movies are there really that are true love at first sight stories?
Even couples who have instant chemistry do still spend time getting to know each other.
Despite this, some people are still arguing that Frozen is a bold step forward for Disney. It really isn't at all, and it almost makes me wonder if people are responding not to Disney's actual film history, but to their reputation and general image.
Oh, Giselle! We shall be married in the morning!
Anyway, true to the storytelling device of not having characters instantly fall in love, Anna and Kristoff do nothing but bicker at first.
She'll die on her own.
I can live with that.
But you won't get your new sled if she's dead.
Truly, a romance for the ages. It's onward and upward for our unlikely travel companions, and on their journey they can't help but admire the frozen wonderland Elsa has created. And yes, the visuals are beautiful, but they're also a bit on the generic side. Everything about this movie's appearance is just really vanilla, especially Arendelle itself. It's vague, medieval, European-ish, a lot like Tangled. But Tangled had a very fairy tale feel to it and didn't take place in a specific location. Frozen, or at least the story it is very, very loosely based on, takes place in Denmark. I just don't get a sense of place from this movie. Not in terms of the music, which ranges everywhere from Nordic chants to Disney Renaissance orchestrations to 70s pop music, and definitely not in terms of the architecture and the people. The visuals in this movie are so generic, it may as well just take place in the same universe as Tangle.
Oh. Okay then.
Anyway, it's as they admire the scenery that Anna and Kristoff come across the film's comic relief, a sentient snowman named Olaf.
I'll level with you. I may have hated Olaf from the first moment I saw him in the trailers. He ended up being my favorite character.
For one simple reason. He is the only character who I completely bought. His reactions are genuine, and I genuinely believe everything he expresses. He reminds me a lot of characters like the dwarves or the three good fairies from the golden age of Disney animation, the comic relief characters that are more exaggerated in both design and range of expression than the main cast, and, let's be honest, also more interesting.
Olaf? That's right, Olaf.
Wait, what? What just happened there? Did she just remember her past with her sister? Because if that's the case, I think suddenly remembering a past that was forcibly ripped away from you would warrant a slightly bigger reaction than, oh yeah.
Or maybe she's just remembering the fake past the Troll King left her? I don't know, it's not clear. But I don't know why I'm dwelling on this, because the movie certainly didn't. Olaf agrees to help Anna and Kristoff find Elsa and persuade her to thaw the fjord because he wants to experience summer. And we get another song that's done in an entirely different musical style from anything else. This scene isn't bad, it's certainly entertaining. The song is cute and catchy. The idea of a snowman who wants to see the summer is a really interesting one, and there's no doubt this kind of thing is cute and enjoyable for kids, but in this film, as it is, it's just really out of place with the tone of the movie. It doesn't really add anything to the story or the characters. It's just a cute little diversion before the main plot continues. We briefly check back in with Prince Hans to see that he is dutifully keeping to his promise of providing for the people of Arendelle. Anna's horse returns to the square riderless, and assuming the worst, Hans rallies a team of volunteers to go find her. Meanwhile, Anna and Kristoff are still stubbornly butting heads, but it seems they've at least managed to find Elsa.
You built me. Remember that?
And you're alive?
Okay, what is up with the underacting in this movie? For all we know, this is the first time that Elsa is learning her power can be used to give snow sentience. I think that warrants a slightly bigger reaction than, oh yeah?
Anna still wants to connect with her sister, but Elsa is still too afraid of hurting her to really let her in.
Okay, just for kicks, I downloaded the original version of this scene, a song called Life's Too Short, from the deluxe soundtrack on iTunes. It is vastly better than this final version.
There's much more drama and tension. Instead of just being meek and scared, Elsa actually gets angry when Anna tries to coax her back into a life of repression.
So that's been your plan to force me back in a cage.
And instead of just cheerfully encouraging her sister to come back down the mountain, Anna actually releases her frustration at being shut out and left in the dark all her life.
There it is, the door you love to slam in my face.
The whole song is this great buildup of emotion, shifting between two sisters trying to meet in the middle, but having to overcome a really unpleasant history that ultimately left a lot of deep scars. They feel even more like thinking, feeling characters than they do in this final draft, which basically has them as one-note mouthpieces for exposition.
Please don't let me make it worse. Don't panic. There's so much fear.
Angst.
Anna is convinced they can set everything right, but Elsa stubbornly refuses to even try.
Wait, what? What just happened?
Anna was just struck through the chest with a shard of ice. She should be bleeding out on the ground right now.
Okay, it took me downloading the demo version of this scene and listening to the songwriter's commentary to find out that apparently it's not actually ice that goes through Anna's heart here. It's a shard of ice magic. That is colossally bad storytelling.
The first time I saw this movie, I actually blinked and missed this. Something so fundamental to the story shouldn't be so unclear in execution. And a big part of the problem is that Elsa's ice magic is never really defined. She can create ice and snow, but she can also make fully sentient snowmen, and also she can make a dress. Not a dress made of ice or snow, just a dress made of cloth and sequins. Oh, speaking of that dress, I forgot to bring this up in my feminist rant earlier. You cannot tell me that a person trying to escape a really restrictive lifestyle would choose to wear such restrictive clothing. Not only does it constrain her movement way more than her official queen dress did, it also comes with a floor-length cape.
When fleeing your superhuman pursuers over ice, be sure to wear a floor-length cape for maximum agility.
And those icicle high heels do not look comfortable in the slightest. They look really painful, to be perfectly honest. It's not just that it's impractical. You can bend the rules in animation after all. No, the problem is that this dress is meant to be a visual representation of her freedom from a life of restrictions. And it looks like it could break her in 7 different ways if she makes even the slightest wrong move. But it looks pretty, and that's what matters. Well, Elsa has frozen Anna's heart, completely by accident, of course, and here's an important lesson for her to learn. Even if she tries to isolate herself and run away from responsibility, she can't escape it forever. She can't let her fear of making mistakes and hurting people stop her from trying her best. After all, she ran away to keep her sister safe and still ended up hurting her. She has to go back and make things right. That would make for a really interesting character arc, wouldn't it? So I guess it's good the movie doesn't actually follow through on that. Anna is desperate to bring Elsa home, but Elsa is just not having it.
I'm sorry. I thought Elsa's whole deal was that she wanted to be isolated from people so that she wouldn't hurt them, especially her sister.
That's why this movie goes out of its way to make sure every time Elsa hurts somebody, it's on accident. It completely removes all responsibility from Elsa. But I fail to see how creating a giant bouncer snow golem falls under the category of not hurting anyone. Marshmallow pretty much chases Anna and Kristoff away to their potential deaths. If Elsa really didn't want to hurt Anna, couldn't she have just shut herself off behind a wall of ice until Anna went away? Or, destroyed that ice staircase behind her so that no one could follow her? But I don't know why I'm dwelling on this, because the movie didn't. And yes, Anna and Kristoff do manage to get away from Marshmallow. Anna's plan to talk to her sister clearly didn't work, and on top of that, Elsa froze her heart, which is making her hair turn white.
Does it look bad?
Yes, the dominating concern of this moment is how your hair looks. Not the fact that your emotionally traumatized sister just shot you through the heart with a shard of ice magic.
Tell me again how this is a progressive feminist film that treats women as more than something pretty to look at.
Fortunately for Anna, Kristoff knows someone who can help. Now, in a more subtle film, Kristoff's mysterious love experts might have been more of a mystery or dramatic reveal. Anyone who's been paying attention should know exactly who Kristoff's family will turn out to be. On the way to meet them, Kristoff and Anna have their first real relationship-building conversation, and it is just way too little too late for me to care about or believe in a budding romance between these two. They don't even really get much of a chance to talk before they meet the trolls, and we get the worst musical number in the whole movie.
So he's a bit of a fixer-upper, so he's got a few flaws.
Why is this the worst song in the movie? The lyrics are not only bad, they're borderline offensive. The trolls spend the first half of the song telling Anna everything that's wrong with Kristoff and how she needs to love him in spite of it all.
And though we know he washes well, he always ends up sort of smelly.
It's funny because all men are stupid pigs who need a woman to clean up after them. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, but it gets even worse when the trolls learn that Anna is engaged to another man. I'll give Kristoff this. For as much flack as he gave Anna for getting engaged to a man she only just met, he at least gives her the benefit of the doubt and respects that her engagement is her decision. The trolls, meanwhile, decide that this is just another problem that needs fixing.
It's funny because women are stupid and naive creatures who can't choose the right man for themselves. Ha 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 ha.
The trolls, who we've barely spent any time with and have no reason to care about, who don't know anything about this young woman, just decide that they know better than her. So much so that they go ahead and make her decision for her by getting her and Kristoff married on the spot.
Hey, do you guys remember that other Disney movie where a character is forced to walk down the aisle against their will?
Yeah. Remember how off-putting that scene was, from the music to the visuals? In order to drive the point home that stripping away someone's free will like this is really, really wrong?
Well, apparently when it's a woman being forced into marriage, it's okay to play it for laughs. Because that's what they're doing here. They're playing it for laughs. Look.
You're getting married.
She so doesn't want to marry Kristoff, she actually fainted. Oh boy, what a hilarious bit of slapstick.
She's as cold as ice.
Oh, we're taking it seriously now. Because you were treating it like a joke before, and you're giving me mood whiplash movie.